Is the structure how the abutment looks. We are talking about we have completed general features of abutment. Next we design of abutment. In design of abutment, please look at this diagram so that you will get clear idea by what is meant by back wall, wing wall and breast wall, and also what is meant by abutment. Okay. The backside portion that wall comes with a long feature is known as wing wall. Above the substructure following to the superstructure that comes to the back wall, and the breast wall is nothing but that comes from the top view that's known as breast wall, and this is your abutment. Yes. Okay, fine. What are the forces acting on abutments? The various forces to be considered in the design of abutments are: first one is dead load due to superstructure. Okay, fine. I have discussed the forces acting on piers in the earlier section of part 3. Now it comes to forces acting on abutments. Okay. First one is dead load due to superstructure. Here also we calculate the dead load that comes from the superstructure, and we here partially distribute to pier and abutments depending upon the placements. Okay. Dead load is nothing but the self weight of the superstructure. The self weight is nothing but the components, materials, the density of the materials that are used to lay down superstructure. On adding all these components, structures or superstructure comes to dead load. Okay, hope you all understand what is meant by dead load. Okay, the second one is live load. Live load on superstructure. Live load is nothing but the extra load that could be act on superstructure. Except means superstructure is a material that the dead material, it has no what to do. It's a just component. And some live loads on the superstructure is nothing but humans, extra material objects, vehicles, trucks. This all materials comes into live load on superstructure. Okay. The live load may be also a moving load, because when a vehicle moves on through the road, that also comes under live load on superstructure. Self weight of abutment. Okay, now let's come to the abutments part. The self weight of abutment. Self weight of abutment is nothing but the volume that is acquired to recruit the abutment, built up abutment into their respective densities. On addition of those all, we get self weight of the abutment. Okay. Next, longitudinal forces due to tractive effect and braking. What is meant by longitudinal forces due to tractive effect of braking is discussed in the earlier session while we study regarding piers. The force that comes from the tractive effect. When we brake any vehicle, this force acts as longitudinal force through the abutments. Yes. Forces due to temperature variation. This is a unique point. Forces due to temperature variation, because there is no huge difference in the temperature variation, but comparatively on the study of abutments, when there is a minute variation of temperature due to climatic or seasons, the materials that are built up made up of abutments may get disturbed and some internal pressure acts. So due to this pressure, it may exert outwards. So we have to calculate forces due to temperature variation. Next, Earth pressure due to backfill. As I said earlier, abutments are the either side, it belongs to either side of the bridge where it gets started and end of the bridge. When it is getting to started, we have to give some backup support. So due to that backup support, we could enter into the bridge. While giving a backup support, we should have huge calculations and analysis when we build that. Okay, to merge both bridge and our earth component structure, earth ground structure, we need some earth pressure, means earth backfill. This backfill may be a gravel or concrete or normal stone of earth, a normal earth sand. Okay, while we use this backfill, some pressure might be exerted, immersed on the abutments. So we have to consider this pressure also when the forces acting on abutments topic is studied. Okay. The next point they have mentioned as the abutment should be designed to resist all these forces. All these forces means nothing but what we have discussed earlier. Forces acting on abutments. All these six forces should resist, means all these six forces should be resisted by an abutment. Typical forces acting on an abutment and resulting stress distribution at the base of the abutment is shown. We will see that diagram very soon. Okay. As earlier we have studied regarding the stability analysis of piers, now we come to stability analysis of piers. As this unit is totally combination of piers and abutments. As a part 2 abutments, now we will go through stability analysis of abutments. Yeah. Okay, they are talking about this diagram. Let's see. The figure 17.8 shows the section of stone masonry abutment used for highway bridge. Together, the forces acting per unit length of the abutment. They are saying this is the cross section of the abutment of stone masonry abutment. Okay, this is the earth and this is inside the earth structure. It is built up and here it comes the backfill of some pressure from top and horizontal way, and they have calculated for 1 meter height. And when it comes to earth section, its top width is has become as reduced to 1 meter, where its base section at the ground inside the ground is said to be 2 meter. This is starting of earth structure and this is the top, whereas above this earth side it starts its superstructure. The total height of the from the ground surface to the over bridge surface is 3 meters, they have mentioned. Okay, and they have given the self-bearing capacity of the soil, and they have given coefficient of friction between masonry and soil is 0.5. They have given density of stone masonry 25 kilonewton per meter square, though it's a standard one, we know already. And they are asking to compute the stresses developed at the base and check the stability of the abutment. This is what they are asking. They are asking the stresses developed at the base and they are asking whether the abutment is stable or not. Okay, and we left this diagram. Let's discuss about this live load due to traffic and dead loads on girders will act here because this is the place where the deck stands. and this is the abutment. The dead weight of abutment directly goes to the ground. All these forces go to ground surface to foundation, and this is the earth pressure that comes from the backfill that directly opposes the forces of abutment, and these all forces will go to ground surface, and this is how bending moment of the ground surface looks like. This is the safe bearing capacity of the soil. Okay, here it may be less, while coming to it increases the safe bearing capacity of the soil at site. This is the typical forces acting on abutment. Okay. Okay, now let's start the stress analysis and stability, and we will check the stability is good or not for the following abutment. Analysis of forces. Analysis of forces is nothing but we have some forces we have to analyze whether what are they, and we have to differentiate, and we should have the unique forces value W1, and they have given total vertical forces is W, they are called as, and in W we have W1, W2, W3, W4. We mentioned we have given a name for W1 is weight of rectangular portion of abutment, weight of triangle portion of abutment. W3 is live and dead loads. W4 is vertical load due to earth. Okay, let's see the diagram. This is W1. The rectangular portion of abutment is W1. It is 1 into 3 into 25. Here we could check the dimensions. It is 1 meter width, 3 meter height, and the density of concrete is nothing but density of stone masonry is nothing but 25 kilonewton per meter square. That's what they have done here. Okay, and the W1 is finally 75 kilonewton. Now W2. W2 is nothing but weight of triangular portion of abutment. Okay, now let's see here. This is triangular portion, and here now we are calculating triangular portion weight is 0.5 into 1 into 3 into 25. Density of stone masonry 25. Here we are getting 37.5 kilonewton. Okay. Now we will calculate the live and dead loads. Assuming they are 20 kilonewton. Next, vertical forces, vertical load due to pressure of backfill is they have given directly of 20 kilonewton. This is 20 kilonewton, this is 15 kilonewton. That's what they are trying to say us. Okay. Total vertical forces are on adding all W loads W1, W2, W3, W4, we get 147.5 kilonewton. Considering the moments of all forces about toe A, we have the moment about toe A, we have, this is the toe A, all the moments upon toe A, we have moment is equal to 95 into 0.5 plus 37.5 cross 1.33, and it may be a 75, I hope so. This is because it's a W1 value, and here it's a W2 value, and here it comes for W4 value, and it's nothing but W3 value. Okay, and the moment would be like 102.3 kilonewton meter. Position of resultant are from A is moment by weight. Total moment by total weight of total vertical forces is 0.69 meter. Eccentricity E would be B by 2 minus Z is nothing but 1 minus 0.67. B by 2 we know already. Breadth down breadth by 2 is nothing but base width by 2 is nothing but 1 minus Z. The Z value we have already calculated. It is 0.69 and minusing both we get the value of 0.31 meter. Based upon that we have a diagram as base width of 1 meter 1 meter. It's totally 2 meter and this is the R. Okay. And this is how this is 7.6 and this is 144. This is the stress distribution at base of abutment. They have given a diagram for that. And here we got an E value of 0.31. This from the center point they have given towards A. They have distributed of 0.31 and they have mentioned as an eccentricity. Okay. But B by 6 is equal to 2 by 6, that